Aloha, folks. Welcome back to TalkStory. Happy New Year's to all those who are still celebrating. I'm pretty sure people are drinking still from last night. Today episode, we are going to do our top 5 movie of the year of 2021. I do have my special guest with us. First of all, Dave, welcome back. How you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
And then we also have a special guest, James. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, thank you guys for coming and joining me. I'm just looking at my list. It's funny. I've already done my top 5, like a different podcast, but I want to see if I can change it up. But I don't know if I could change it because the movie I have my top 5 is just too good. But
so it's the same as what you did with the other two.
We'll see how I feel about it.
All right.
There's one movie that I can put it like switch it, but we'll see. But before we get started, Dave, you told me that you saw Spider-Man.
I saw it Thursday night.
What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was one of I feel like it established itself in like the Spider-Man multiverse really well.
Are we talking spoilers?
Job.
We can.
You've seen it, right, James?
Yeah,
you saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me, audience, folks. We're just going to talk a little bit about Spider-Man: No Way Home. It's just a spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, turn this off now and then come back and watch our top 5 list in 2-3 minutes. We're not going to spend that much time, but yeah, spoiler. Ye be warned.
Yes, spoilers. So we all knew that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were going to make an appearance, but the way they did it, I feel like it was good.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It did leave me with a lot of questions as far as like other Spider-Man villains, specifically Harry Osborn and Venom from Tobey Maguire universe. Mm-hmm. Like why those weren't included.
Oh yeah,
but I guess they can write that away. But that was one of the biggest questions. But I really like the ending. Like we got Spider-Man away from all the Stark tech.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have that as a crutch anymore. He's back to him. So it was a good like self-sacrifice. Aunt May, that
heartbroken, man.
Gets you right in the heart, man. The way they took out Aunt May.
Well, it didn't get her in the heart. It got her more in the admin area.
It's funny, is because when she got hit by the glider and she got up, I'm like, no way in hell she could.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I thought that.
And she's got up, and then she said the famous line as. Anyway, we say great power, and I turned to my wife. She's dead. And because it made if she survived that, then they must made Aunt May have some type of power.
Yeah.
Hard. And so the thing about that, with Aunt May, all of this is okay. Sorry, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. Aunt May is the reason why all this crap happened in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because
here's the thing about James. We had a long debate on Discord. He likes villains that are just villains. So he is pro villain. I'll say that.
I am very pro villain. This is true. But the thing about Aunt May though is that they for the better good of everybody, they really should have sent those villains back when they had the chance.
Yeah, because, but I would agree with you if they didn't establish Aunt May as this type of person from the beginning.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden they threw her like, oh, now she wants to help people like out of the blue, we get the sense of how she is as a character and how she taught Peter. I guess that.
James just agrees with the Green Goblin more than anybody else in the entire franchise. I think Willem Dafoe's performance as the Green Goblin in this was way better than the first one.
I actually agree. I actually do agree with that.
He was more brutal.
It reminded me of like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But that scene when they were fighting in Happy's apartment.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Around,
that was intense. I enjoyed that. I
loved this rendition of Electro. I love this Electro in this movie.
Yeah, it was good.
Particularly when he got the arc reactor. Like, I want that action figure. I want that Marvel Legends so bad.
Of course.
Was that Electro? Or was it just Jamie Foxx playing Jamie Foxx?
No. Okay, I see what you're going there, but yeah,
because I don't see any. Like for me, it was almost like Jamie Foxx just be Jamie Foxx. It's no Electro character.
Yeah.
yeah, and that Jamie Foxx Electro, he was actually more sane and more aware of himself.
And he was a brilliant doctor. I remember that. He was a scientist. And so I was like, are they going towards the hip hop?
More competent. Oh yeah. They also make that joke of him changing his hairdo in the movie. Yeah, you change your hairdo and everything. That's great.
What would you rate this movie, Dave? Oh, unless you got something else, go ahead.
No, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, my favorite scene was just fan service, right? Favorite scene was the 3 Spider-Men at the top of Statue of Liberty geeking out over each other's experience as Spider-Man. Yeah. It was a total fan service, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, I don't mind this type of fan service. I feel like this fan service actually plays well within the story.
Yeah.
I think there's movies out there that throw in fan service, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with what's going on in the movie.
Yeah, it actually goes well.
That's true.
Yeah, this fan service goes well with the plot. Yeah, and I particularly loved. I'm trying to remember. You know what? Never mind. Skip me.
No.
I'd rate this probably an 8.5.
Okay,
that's pretty high for me. I don't really rate. I don't give anything a 10.
Yeah, it's making a lot of money though. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah. It's Sony's most profitable movie that they've ever put out.
Yeah, Sony should send Marvel and Disney some of those
big old check. Yeah.
I hope they still collab, because I think Sony will, if they're trying to do something. Although they set it up in the movie, they set it up at the end where like, okay, if Sony decided to want to move forward without Disney, they can do it now, because now he's kind of like he's starting over now. It's like, okay, he's into that type of life. Like
nobody remembers him. Nope. None of the Avengers will remember him.
The acting with Tom Holland and the anime scene, I think was excellent. Like he made me tear up. Like it was so great. And then the scene that broke my heart the most is when he goes to see MJ after everything has been reversed.
Oh yeah.
And he wants to tell her, but then he sees her like with a band-aid.
Yeah.
And he realizes that moment was like, I can't, because then she's gonna get hurt even more.
That's very in character for Spider-Man, Peter Parker type.
So speaking of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, what I was going to say was that I'm glad that it gave Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield a good send-off.
I
do it on a good note.
I did think him being stabbed was kind of weird.
Yeah,
because nothing happened with it.
Nothing happened with that.
I've been stabbed before.
Yeah.
I thought Tobey Maguire was going to die.
That's exactly what I was like. Well, what's the point of stabbing him if you're not going to have him die? I was like, that's the only time I'm like.
And there's no blood. And there's no blood afterwards. Him standing up, walking away from that, like, you can't walk away from that.
I just definitely have my criticisms as well.
Yeah. And so, all right. Well, I need to go see it again. I want to see it again. I just haven't had time. But let us know what you think of Spider-Man, folks. If you haven't seen it, how many times have you seen it? Because I'm sure it's making bank, man. It's making a lot of money, and it's still on top of the box office at this moment. And so, but although there's not a lot of movie out right now, and so there's a lot of bad movies out on Netflix, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's start. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go on our top 5 movie of the year 2021. We're all going to go number 5 and go all the way to number 1. We'll stop at number 2 and we'll give 3 honorable mention. What movies you guys now, since I've already podcasted my top 5 list, my list might be a little different this time. I might change a couple of movies there and there, but this isn't about my top 5 list. This is more about you guys, because I want to hear what you guys have on your list. And so I enjoy top 5 lists because I can get a sense of what kind of person and taste and movies you guys liked. And so let's start with you, Dave. What's your number 5?
I'm gonna throw out a disclaimer. I only saw 27 movies this year.
That's all right.
27. So and most of them weren't theatrical release.
Oh, and that's okay too, because I have some of my movies are from Amazon Prime, some from Netflix. I saw 41, 42 movies this year.
Okay.
And most of them are all like a lot of streaming movies.
Streaming services.
This means I'm in the sandwich because I'm at 37. So I'm in the middle.
All right. Okay.
Tom.
So,
yes.
All right. So number 5 for me it's a Netflix movie. It's Fatherhood.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's with Kevin Hart. Huh?
Kevin Hart.
Okay.
So it's not like a big budget movie, but I had a bit of a year. And the one of the first scenes after the C-section, you've seen it, Tom?
Wait, no, I haven't. So when you talk about the film that you picked, give us a little bit of what's it's about and why you like it.
So fatherhood, Kevin Hart is basically a single dad.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his wife after childbirth, and it's him trying to figure out how to be a single dad. And so throughout the movie, he avoids dating for the longest time, and then he meets a lady, and they hit it off really well. And then he kind of backs out of the whole thing for like the climax, or kind of toward the end of the movie. Backs out of the whole thing. Sends his daughter to live with his former wife, or his dead wife's grandparents, and just decides to go it alone. And then he's sitting in the airport getting ready for a business trip, and is like, I think I can do this. So he goes back. The reason that it is on my list is because it hit me emotionally. My wife had some complications with our last kid out after delivery, and so there was a bit of a scare for me. And seeing Kevin Hart go through that, like it hit me pretty good. So
was his performance pretty done well?
His performance was pretty good. Yeah. It's not like it's not a comedy, because Kevin Hart is typically,
that's what I heard. I heard it's
comedic. So it's
more of a drama, and
a little more of a drama. Okay. Yeah, like a family fatherhood drama. So it's really good. My number 5. Cool.
I gotta watch that now.
Oh, you haven't seen it either?
No, I have not seen it.
Missed that one. James, what's your number 5?
My number 5. So I remember we talked about our favorite movies a few months ago in one of your other shows, Tom. And I've seen a few more films since then, and my list did change a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So number 5 is still one of the most bizarre yet simple medieval fantasy films I've ever seen in my life, and that is The Green Knight.
Oh, you got that up there. Okay.
Yeah, The Green Knight is number 5, and it's pretty high up on my list, but still only number 5, because the top 5 are very competitive. But yeah, The Green Knight is an amazing story of Sir Gawain, who's the nephew of King Arthur. And he gets challenged by the Green Knight, which is like a magical greenish foliage type of knight who can't die. And so Sir Gawain, played by Dev Patel, who's amazing in this movie. I would not be surprised if he gets nominated, but I don't think he will, because the movie came out really late. I mean, really early.
It lost its momentum.
It lost a lot of momentum. If it had come out in November or December, maybe. But yeah, Dev Patel gave a great performance, and this movie is just it's kind of like his own journey, aside from King Arthur's Holy Grail adventures. And this is just one story. It's a very old story, very, very old story, like probably first published in a manuscript in the 7th century or 8th century. And he just goes on his journey, trying to get to the Green Knight for this duel. And it's just like, the journey is just as important as the actual destination. So it's a really great drama, fantasy, horror. It's a freaky movie at some points, but yeah, my favorite character of the year is actually the Green Knight, because I love how the Green Knight stands for honor, for creepiness, and just making Dev Patel become an actual man and become an actual brave knight in this movie. And I just love it for that.
You shall not pass. What? You shall not pass.
Yeah.
Wrong movie. Yeah, Green Knight was I didn't make my top 5, but it did make my top 10.
Yeah.
The reason why I think what happened was the character, he was actually challenged by King Arthur, because King Arthur came to him and was like, hey, what do you, because he's lazy. Like the character is, he's like, he hasn't done anything. And one of the things that he wants to leave a legacy. And King Arthur talks to him, and he says, hey, what is your legacy? What do you want people to remember you by? Because he hasn't done anything in his entire life. So it's really, it's almost like King Arthur sent him to his death so that he can have a legacy. But yeah, it's a great movie. I had an issue with one thing and one thing only, and that was that one scene with the giant ladies.
Oh yeah,
that
the
scene was
giants.
okay,
yeah. Were there giant boobies?
Yeah, they're naked.
Oh
ladies,
yeah,
I don't know if that. I'm pretty sure that was not a literal interpretation. It was more of symbolic. Yeah. I still don't know what the symbolic is. I went back and watched Screen Night again.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You need to watch it twice because there are some things in that movie that you just don't catch, and there are a lot of similarities with certain characters that he meets that are basically the same people.
Yeah,
it's like
it's pretty crazy. Yeah. I like it. Screen Night's good.
Oh, check it out.
Check it out. Yeah. My number 5. I don't think I'm gonna change it. I'm just gonna keep it this. Is Bring On the Ricardos.
Oh, I haven't seen the Ricardos. I want to see it.
Is it Being the Ricardos
or Being the Ricardos?
Sorry.
Yeah. That was a good one too.
Being the Ricardos. On my last podcast, I said, "Bring on the Ricardos."
Bring on the Ricardos.
Being the Ricardos. It is.
I gotta see that. Oh yeah,
it's a great movie. Now, I have to put a disclaimer there. I am very, very anal when it comes to it has to be accurate. And that's why I hate Hamilton. Hamilton is the worst musical of all time, in my opinion. The music's great.
You tell me that's not historically accurate?
Not even close. And so, I don't like Hamilton. I do agree that it's a great musical. There's for the music itself, but story-wise, it doesn't match what the book and his character is. But anyways, don't get me going off on Hamilton. But Being Ricardo, it takes place in the times that right now, Lucy Ball is being accused of being a communist, and it came out that she was
a communist.
She was. She checked the box, but what she did is she did it to please her grandfather, and that was the story. Now, the inaccurate part about this movie is that it didn't take place. That the movie takes place the episode where Ethel and Fred were fighting. Well, that's not correct because that episode was filmed a year before when the communist thing happened. Really?
I didn't know that.
So there's a lot of things happen. Okay. And so then and then they added the cheating with Lucy, what's her name? Desi Arnaz cheating on her, and then so it's more like they Hollywood, they bring in the Hollywood aspect into it and like threw in this to make it more exciting. But mainly the movie, I like it. It's my number 5 is because the performance. People don't like the fact that Nicole Kidman and Javier what's his name? Javier
Bardem.
That was what's his name? Ricky. And so they kind of, because they don't look like, but I promise if you watch it, you can see that that is Lucy and Ricky.
His voice is just a little deeper, like quite a bit deeper than Desi Arnaz's was. But I thought the performances were good.
She was good.
Yeah,
I think she will get. I think she will get nominated for this role. And I'm a huge fan of I Love Lucy. I might be the only one. I don't know why.
Not the only one.
I love it.
I love Lucy.
And
my favorite episode. My favorite episode. My favorite episode of I Love Lucy, or one of them was when John Wayne guest stars.
That was funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's funny. So my number 5 being the Ricardos. And so, okay, let's go to our number 4 now.
Number 4 for me is actually another Netflix movie.
Please don't look up.
No, no. I think we got like halfway through that movie. The Guilty.
Oh, The Guilty.
I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, it's about Jake Gyllenhaal he's a cop that's in trouble, so they put him on dispatch duty.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's on dispatch and he takes a series of calls. The thing I like about it is it never really leaves the dispatch call center. So it follows Jake Gyllenhaal, and so all of his calls, you're trying to piece together the story during his calls. And one of the calls he gets is a woman in distress being basically abducted. So he takes it as an abduction, and he starts to get his other cop friends involved. He starts to get California Highway Patrol involved. And are we good with spoilers? You guys want to see it?
I actually want to see this movie now.
No, I don't need to see it, but
I need to see this.
Okay. It reminds me of that one movie with Halle Berry when she was the phone person. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I haven't seen it.
She was the dispatch. Same thing.
Okay.
Or even Frequency. I've seen Frequency.
Frequency, yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, does this movie take place all in one night?
All in one night. Yes.
That's amazing. I've got to see this now.
All in one night.
So yeah, no spoilers. I'm going to see this movie.
Okay, no spoilers.
What's it called again?
Anyway, The Guilty.
The Guilty. Okay.
The reason that I chose it to be my number 4 was the fact that it didn't need a whole lot of effects for you to really get the story, and it didn't leave. Not for the most part. There are a couple like really small clips, really short clips, just to give the tiniest bit of context, but you get all of the context from the story from his calls. So
is it pretty heavy, dialogue heavy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All the calls.
Seems like remember that movie, Phone Booth?
Phone Booth.
I saw the trailers with, and that's with,
what's his name?
That's with Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Colin Farrell and Jack Bauer. What's his name?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, he's on the phone. So that reminds me of that movie.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
So yeah, I would check out The Guilty.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dramatic.
So far, our list is completely
way different.
Way different. I like it. Off. This is good. Yeah. This is good. Okay, go ahead, James. You're number 4.
Well, Tom, you're gonna hate me. Don't Look Up.
No, really.
I love that movie, guys.
The movie is horrible, dude.
I know it's not. It's amazing.
I'm doing top 5 worst. That's my number 2. Just so you know.
No.
Just so you know.
It's
horrible. But go ahead. I'll tell you why it's horrible. You can go first. You can go.
All right. So Don't Look Up. I laughed so much in this movie, guys.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I laughed so much because it's so true. Because this movie, you basically is an allegory of either climate change or the pandemic, COVID-19. It's basically an allegory of that because
but it's only for one view, from one point of view.
Yeah.
And that is the left.
I'd agree with you.
No,
I'd agree with you.
Oh my gosh.
I would say that's more balanced than what you're giving. Than I would say that's more balanced.
Dude.
Sorry
to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, you know what? I'll just pull up and just read you what my 2-paragraph review is of this movie.
Okay.
Because it'll help get my point across. So just finished watching Don't Look Up, and wow, I never had so many laughs and gasps at humanity in a film. This also may be my favorite world-ending comet collision movie due to how crazy or not crazy people can get. It also shows how humanity really shines when it counts. Definitely a parable of COVID-19 and how your politics reflect your reasoning. Something I'm guilty of doing and I try not to do anymore. It is an excellent film by Adam McKay that makes fun of a whole lot of people amidst a disaster. A lot to laugh and talk about. See it. And those are my overall thoughts of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And I do understand that. So I used to think a lot of COVID-19 being a hoax, climate change being a hoax, being of basically infuming or inflaming or kindling your political observances or your political affiliations.
You were caught in an echo chamber.
Maybe. So what happened? So what happened with me is that I just started to look. So I took a climate change class, and the science is there. Science is everything is there. But okay, I'm getting off track. But the movie is very well made, very well acted. I'm a big fanboy of Leonardo DiCaprio. Anything he's in, I
am
watch.
too. I do.
Yeah.
I do like him.
Yeah, and just what the movie is that it's not really making fun of politics. It's just making fun of people. That's how I view it. It's making fun of people and how they react to something. Because I know so many people who will react the way that Meryl Streep's president acts. How many people would act as Jennifer Lawrence would act. How many people would just. It's a very, very relatable movie for me because in my mind I love comedy, and I love comedy that is satirical and taken to a serious note with this kind of movie, because I love both comedy and the drama in this movie. I just love it. It's very well balanced. I love it.
So how does it end? Does the comet actually collide with Earth?
So spoiler alert, if you're watching this and want to watch,
no, don't spoil it. Dave, you need to watch it.
Okay, no, I don't want to finish
watch
it.
You got to finish it, yeah, because it's great. And Jonah Hill, I mean, Jonah Hill is probably the worst chief of staff I've ever seen on film. Just
yeah, I agree with that one. He's worse. I feel I feel the opposite.
Okay.
Because of this movie, we do know who Adam McKay. He's pretty far left. His political view is far left. So okay, number 4.
He did some good comedies, didn't he?
Yeah. I think
got some good ones.
He did. I think he did Step. No, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
He did,
I looked up his filmography.
What's the one about the news people? Will Ferrell.
Anchorman. That's right. He did Anchorman.
Yeah, Anchorman.
And the other guys too. That was a good one.
Yeah. And if you haven't, so I think this movie is really up there for me, all of his best films. But I think another one of his best films is The Big Short. I love that movie a lot.
Big Short
so
was
good.
Great.
It's an amazing movie.
And I think Books. No, he didn't do Booksmart. He was a producer at that one.
No, Booksmart was what's her name? Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Number 4. Don't Look Up. That's why movies are so fun, folks, because we can all have different opinions.
Yeah, we do.
They're subjective.
Is it subjective or objective?
Subjective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those 2 words are gonna haunt me forever. My number 4, I believe we're number. Yeah, my number 4 is Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yes. Now you may wonder, Tom, why is this so low? Well, it's because the 3 movies on top of that is better, in a sense, for me. And so
true.
There's nothing. We just got done talking about it. Nothing much more to say. It is great fan service. A lot of tears, a lot of joy. A lot of satisfying feeling of having Spider-Man's together and fighting and talking. It's a great movie, and so I recommend it. Well, let's move on to number 3. Right. Now we're getting into some serious film now, folks, and so
I would more on me, right? I would also recommend Spider-Man: No Way Home. It is my number 3.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty high.
So it made my list. So it was very nostalgic for me because I grew up watching the 90s animated Spider-Man films, or not films, the cartoon. TV show, the cartoon. Yeah. And so the last 2 episodes was a cross-universe Spider-Man team up. And so it brought me back to my childhood to seeing those 2 Spider-Man.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like this version of the Spider? Because you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, right? You guys seen that. And it's a great movie, great animation.
Oh yeah. Great animation.
Do you think it's better, or do you think that's better, or Spider-Man: No Way Home is better?
So Into the Spider-Verse is really Miles's story, right?
Yeah.
And I think they told it really well.
But in an aspect of execution. Yeah.
I like the pacing of No Way Home better.
Okay.
So I did like it better. I do really like Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm excited for the Across the Spider-Verse.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool. So
I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, James.
That's my number 3.
Your number 3, James.
Okay, my number 3. As a fully grown man, I love animated movies. So my number 3, and Dave is going to probably comment on this, but it's not Encanto.
Thank goodness. Please don't.
Is it Luca?
It's Luca.
Luca's your number 3?
Yes.
Really?
My number 3. I love that movie, guys.
Dave, let's hound on this.
No. What?
Guys, I love Luca.
Why?
I can't do it.
It's a beautiful
I like
Italian
Luca.
Story.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but to have it on your top 5?
It's top 5. Yeah, it's number 3.
I think it made my top 20.
Yeah. And guys, Spider-Man No Way Home was number 10 for me. But it made my top 10. It may not be.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Low? I think it's about right. Yeah.
Well, compared to 3 to 10, that's
3 to 10. Yeah.
I mean,
but number 3,
that's really low for Spider-Man.
But Luca, let me explain about Luca. Luca is a beautiful story about friendship. A beautiful story about friendship, about family, but mainly about how these 2 boys become such good friends that they risk everything they have to get the Vespa. And with that Luca got his friend off the island, and his friend was just waiting for his dad to come back, but his dad totally abandons him. And
or was he
these
killed?
Two friends, or was he killed? We don't know. We don't know exactly what happened to his dad, but we know that Luca got him off the island to live his life with a new family of his on mainland Italy. But I just really love the story. I love the music. I love how family plays a part in this, and how Luca has to decide and balance his secret identity so that he doesn't harm his family. This is kind of like Spider-Man except better. I just love this movie.
What? No, hey, it's too busy. There's too much going on.
I love it. I love because you love it.
Thank you.
That's it. Tom. I don't know if I was ever. The one thing I can say this. One good thing about Luca that I can say is that my daughters loves it. So that's it.
That's good.
Everything else,
it's beautiful animation, guys. It's beautiful.
No, I like the animation.
Yeah, there's nothing. Encanto animation. I think Encanto animation is 10 times better than Luca.
Oh, agreed.
Dude, it's so good.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah.
And I definitely know that the Academy will probably go with Encanto over Luca, which I won't blame them for.
I think a lot of people will go with Encanto over Luca.
Yeah, that's weird.
But guys, no.
You might be the only one on that boat. No, maybe you're not the only one.
I might be the only one on that boat. But speaking of boats, this sailed. I love
it. I love it. Anyway. I love it. I love it.
I love Luca. I love the story. Okay. I love Luca and his friends, and they have the triathlon type of thing by eating pasta, by swimming, by biking. Yeah, and I just love the ending of this movie, and I just love how, it's just such a very, very true nature family, small scale movie, and I just love the beauty of it.
Okay.
There you go.
There's a lot of things to pack on that, but it's okay. We're gonna move on.
Yep.
Thank you. So Luca is your number 3.
Yep.
My number 3 is I've wrestled my top 3. I have wrestled my way to really like, where do I put these 3? Because they're my favorite movie. These movies right here has like impacted me, in how to watch a film and how films are made. So, but I come to a conclusion that this film has to be number 3, and that is Belfast.
Oh yeah.
Belfast is a great movie. It is a documentary, basically a biography / documentary on the director's life, Kenneth Branagh, and it is beautiful. The way it's shot is black and white. I'm a sucker for black and white movies. I don't know why. Roma was my number 1 the year it came out. I love Roma, and so this one. I mean, he's one of my favorite director out there, and the way that the story, the history of this place, Belfast, it really touched my heart. And it's kind of sad to see the point of view of a boy growing up in the turmoil of what's going on in this town. It's fun, and the fun fact about Belfast was that when Game of Thrones was being filmed in Ireland, they were the actors were living in Belfast, like they were putting them in that area. So it's because what's his name, Peter, the short guy, I can't say his name. I don't want to say midget, but I just said it.
No, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he was the one that was talking about. Yeah, when we were there, we were staying in Belfast. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So it's the childhood of Kenneth Branagh and how he doesn't want to leave Belfast because everybody knows everybody. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. Here, everybody knows you. You can go anywhere. No harm will come to you. No, not like today. You can't have kids running around in the neighborhood. People will kids would get kidnapped, would get killed, sex trafficking all over the place. Don't get me started on that. But in his life, that was his home, and he loved it, and it was hard for him to leave. One of my favorite scenes in that scene is at the end. It's when the mom, who is the grandma of the boy, basically look at the family and says,
Judi Dench.
Yeah, Judi Dench says, leave and never look back. It's such a beautiful moment, like basically saying, get out of this hellhole, because you make a life of yourself for yourself. And so
Belfast sounds like Brigham City.
Sure, if you're being well, the movie is about
not the movie.
I know.
Not the movie Brigham City.
I know. I get it.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. The movie Brigham City. Okay.
No, but what happened in the turmoil was going on is there's a religious war going on between in that area in Northern Ireland at that time. Is between the Catholic and the Protestant. I believe it's the Protestant or something else. I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch. But and they would riot each other's people's town just to give them like, hey, you better leave. This is our town, and the Catholic fight back. So there's a lot of religious civil war going on at that time, and so 1960 something. So Belfast, great movie, folks. Go check it out. And so we're on to number 2, right, guys?
Number two,
Dave. Let's go. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Dune.
Okay,
really, number 2.
What?
Really?
What? Yeah, that's my number 2.
All right,
Dune. So we've talked about Dune before, but Dune, it inspired me to start reading the book.
It's a good book.
Yes, until seeing the movie, I didn't realize they made a book out of that movie.
Yeah,
that didn't land for you guys, did it?
Wait, how could you not know that Dune was a book? I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
No, I knew Dune was a book. So I saw the 1980 something, 83. Is that one?
I think it was 84.
84. I saw that movie and it confused the hell out of me.
Yeah,
it's a long movie too.
Who directed that? Was it
I don't remember.
David Lynch.
Was it David Lynch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was a long movie. It was narrated. It was confusing. So I can appreciate. I appreciate the 2021 Dune. The way that it was filmed, the set design, the cinematography, the storytelling was pretty good. I feel like it was. I felt like it was slower paced, but reading the book, I see how fast the story is moving through the movie.
It picks up.
So yeah,
it picks up towards the second act, the end of the second act, and so
yeah. So I'm excited to see part 2, to see some desert power.
Which did get green light to make about maybe 2 months ago. They got
it was shortly after it was released in theaters. They green
because it wasn't green light until they wanted to see if it was going to make some money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, look, I love Denis. I know Denis
Villeneuve.
I don't know how to say his full name.
Denis Villeneuve.
My favorite actor, my favorite director right now ever, and he has a track record of making great movies, but not making money in the box office.
And Warner Brothers didn't do him any favors on putting it out on HBO Max.
I think Warner Brothers screwed themselves up for that. I guarantee they lost so much money out of that, and so but they're not doing it this year. That's according to what they said. This year everything's gonna be released, and they're probably gonna do what Disney is doing, is that release in theater for 30 days and then put it on the streaming service. And so, anything else, Dave? Dune.
No, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Good movie.
Number 2, James. What's your number 2?
Belfast.
Nice.
Number 2 is Belfast. I love that movie, guys. And just get my and I also wrote another review for this one, so I'll just pull that one up too. So here we go. Let me find it if I can. I cannot find it. Oh, you know what? My only review for that thing was, this is going to win Best Picture. That is my review. That's what I wrote. But the reason why is that I mean, in the first 5 minutes of any movie, for it to be great, it has to catch me and be great in the first 5 minutes. And that's what Belfast did. Started off with the riot. And with that one scene alone, with the riots and with the editing, cutting, storytelling, character development, all in that first 5 minutes of that opening riot, both my wife and I realized that this movie is going to win Best Picture, and this is the best movie that we've ever seen.
So you got this one. You got this one winning Best Picture.
Yeah, okay. I have this one winning Best Picture because it just shines everywhere. It shines with directing, with Kenneth Branagh, shines with the writing. The one line that I remember from this movie is that, be good, but if you can't be good, be careful.
Be careful. I
love that line so much. And Jamie Dornan is the one who is the father in this movie. You have the kid. You have Ciarán Hinds, who plays the grandfather. He's most likely going to get nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for this movie. Jimmy Dorman could get nominated, but I would rather put it towards Kieran Hines because he was so good. He was my favorite character in this movie. He brought so much life and humanity in the movie, more so than any other character in this movie, because he brought humanity and caring and just being a father figure mostly to the boy rather than his dad, because his dad is off working 2 weeks at a time. And just the editing, the storytelling, the sweetness. This is also a family movie. It's a family film. I love that about this movie, and
it's a comedy too. It's funny.
There's a lot of parts of this movie that are really funny.
When they was trying to steal the candy, that scene was so hilarious.
That teenage girl is a bad influence on anybody that she comes in contact with.
Great acting by the little boy, man. He's good.
Great acting by that kid. Wow. And this movie, I mean, I've seen a lot of Kenneth Branagh's movies, and my favorite one of his is Henry V. And this movie, Belfast, it could beat that sooner or later. It might beat it.
I know Henry V is freaking good.
Henry V is pretty good.
It's really
but
good.
Belfast, but Belfast is basically close second. And this movie, and you know what? You could also tell that he loves. I also love it when I watch a movie, and I could tell that the director loves movies, because this movie he makes references to a whole ton of other movies, to the man who shot Louis Valance, Choo Choo Bang Bang, all those movies that.
Yeah, well, he did go see in the film. He loves to see film with family. So
yep, it was great.
Belfast. I don't think he'll win best. I think he'll be nominated.
Oh yeah, I definitely think he'll be nominated.
I think Dune will win this one though.
No, it's not. Dune is not going to Best Picture for this one, guys. I'm sorry.
Just wait and see.
Just wait and see. No.
Now, my next movie could also will get nominated because it is a great movie. I don't think it'll win, but it'll get nominated. I guarantee you, the main actress will be nominated for Best Actress, in my opinion, and that movie is called Coda.
I need to see Coda.
Coda.
This is where I'm familiar.
Coda is from Apple. Go ahead.
So one question. Can you only see it on Apple TV? Is there anywhere?
Apple TV.
Man, I don't want to pay those.
Apple TV. It's Coda. It is. I wrestled with putting this as number one, but I think you guys all know what my number one is, and I couldn't put it above that, so it had to be number two. Coda is a coming of age, a story about a girl in a small town, a fishing town. Her whole family is deaf, and only her that can actually hear and speak English. It resonated with me because being an Asian and my family don't speak good English, I was their interpreter growing up. So that movie had me at heart. And not only that, is the relationship between the father and the daughter relationship hits me even more. I cried my butt off in this movie because of the way they're acting. Guys, I've never seen acting like this, and it's not acting with dialogues. It's acting with sign language, and the emotion that goes into this and into sign language. When they're talking to each other, you can feel the emotion, the anger, the happiness, the joy that goes within signing. It is an incredible story. It's about her wanting to do something because she's stuck. She's stuck in this town because they rely on her to translate, but she's good, or to speak for them, but she's good at singing, and so she joins the Glee Club. And then the story goes on. I don't want to give anything more of that, but
yeah, I need to see this movie.
It's an incredible scene. There's a great song in there that I love, that I've been listening. This girl is her name is Emily, or how do you say Emilla? Emily Jones is an up and coming actress that you will see her in other movies. She's so good in this movie. She had to learn how to sign language and to sing for this movie, and so incredible talent. And this movie,
I gotta see Coda.
It's good, and they used the mom, the dad, and the brother. They're real actors who are deaf, so it's legit. These people, and it's hilarious. It's funny. It's heartwarming. I would totally recommend Coda. It is a great.
Can you sing the song for us?
I'm not gonna sing the song. I'm not a good singer. Not today. But you can go look. It's called Both Side, from Both Side.
Both sides.
Yeah, it's a good song. And so and it's a very emotional scene when she sings it for her audition, and you just watch it. It's so good. It's so
Okay.
good. Makes me want to go back and watch it again right now. All right, folks, we're gonna go to our number one. But before we do that, let's go around and give some honorable mention. Let's go around and give 3. How about that? Dave, you have any honorable mention? 3 of them.
Yes. I will throw Tick Tick Boom in there.
Good movie.
As an honorable mention. And the only reason is I'm not really into musicals. I don't really like musicals. And so that was it's a musical, but the history behind it pretty cool. So that's one of my honorable mentions. Are we doing all 3 or are we going to go around?
Just do your all 3.
Okay. My second honorable mention is the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Love that movie.
That's such a good movie. So fun. The family element is just awesome. And then just like poking fun at social media giants. It's great. Big tech. Poke fun at big tech. There's another movie I just watched that the same. Ron's Gone Wrong. Oh, that's not my honorable mention.
We just watched that last night.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. And then my third honorable. My third honorable mention is The Paper Tigers.
What is that?
I don't think it was released in 2021, but I saw it in 2021.
What is it? Yeah.
It's like a modern day take on a kung fu movie. Yeah. So there's three kung fu students that this Sifu only teaches these 3 students. And so it's like they stop training with him, and then it's like 20 years later or something like that. And they find their way back to kung fu and find their way. And the main character finds his way back, like finds value in being a dad again, and like actually teaching his son something. So that's why it's an honorable mention for me. Is I had my year with fatherhood, and that falls into the same thing.
Okay, James, what's 3 of your honorable mention?
Okay, Dave stole 2 of them. He stole Tick Tick Boom, and he also stole Mitchell's versus the Machines, which I luckily I have my spreadsheet out in front of me right now, so I chose 2 other ones to pick. so one honorable mention, it's on Netflix. It's called Beckett. And
Beckett?
Yeah, Beckett. It's called Beckett. And it stars David Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son, and he's in Greece on vacation with his girlfriend, played by Alicia Vikander, and a horrible accident happens with him in Greece with his girlfriend, and now he's on the run because somehow he got involved with a conspiracy of kidnapping a Greek government officials or the Greek president's son. So this is kind of like a little and this is a lot like The Fugitive, except it's a quieter, more simple, cheaper movie, but it's a great. Holy cow, I was on my pins and needles. I was on the tip of my toes of this movie because you don't know when he's going to get stabbed, when he's going to get attacked, when he's going to try to get strangled. He's just trying to get out of the country because he's just a normal guy who just got put in the wrong situation. And he also saw something that he should not have seen. So it's really good. It's a really good drama, really good thriller. Holy crap. If you love The Fugitive, I swear to you, you will really like or love this movie too, because it's a really simple take on The Fugitive, and I just love it for that.
Okay.
Number 17 is
number 17.
Sorry,
he's got his list. It's number 17 on his list.
Sorry, it's number 17. Okay, I told you that my list is my list. Everything's high, but 17 is down low. But sorry, I'm gonna go more brief with these ones. But The Power of the Dog, Netflix movie with starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Kirsten Dunst. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays this Montana ranchman who is just downright a dick. And but yet he grows a soft spot for this boy, who his brother. So Benedict Cumberbatch's brother, played by Jesse Clements, marries Kirsten Dunst, and Kirsten Dunst's son comes into play, and him and that son and Benedict Cumberbatch's Dick rancher character form like a bond relationship thing, and it's a really surreal movie. It's kind of like it's very surreal for Western for me.
It's gaslighting.
Gaslight. Okay, yeah.
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah, gaslighting.
It's putting the twist
afterward is the best twist of this year, because it's just made the whole entire movie makes sense and clicks in the last 2 seconds of the movie. So yeah, so that made an honorable mention. And then another honorable mention, another quiet film, which came out in theaters. It didn't really see much of a theater run, but it's a really big comeback, I think, for Nicolas Cage, and that's Pig. Pig is a very simple and quiet movie, but yet Pig is something that because Nicolas Cage has been not in very good movies lately, because I don't know, he ran out of steam, or
except for this one. Pig was really good.
Except for this one is actually really good, and his performance is really good. He might get nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
He has another movie coming out that is making fun of himself for taking all those.
I'm actually excited.
What's it called again? For that one. I don't remember. What's it called?
The Weight of, what is it?
I don't remember. But it's all right. Keep going. We'll find the title.
So yeah. Honorable mentions: Beckett, The Power of the Dog, and Pig.
I love Pig.
Yeah,
because I love Nicolas Cage, and there's that kid in it from Hereditary.
Such a freaky movie. Holy crap.
Very good movie. My honorable mention, I go back and forth, but I'm gonna give love to some of these movies that I haven't really mentioned. One of the movies I saw was Lost Daughter. It is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jake Gyllenhaal's sister, her first directing debut. It's about a mother who has to deal with motherhood. It basically go back, like, the regrets that she has as a mother, and she's taking a vacation. She was taking a vacation at this one, looking freaking awesome looking French area, or Italian, I don't know, somewhere foreign. And she's looking at this family with the daughter, and it brings her back, flashback of her being a horrible mom and the regret that she's great. Great performance. I think her name is Olivia Colman, is the one that is really good. Movie is it's not your typical normal movie you would just pop in and watch. It's heavy, and it's really slow, but to me it's a great movie. The other one I would probably do honorable mentions, The Last Duel. It made my top 10, but The Last Duel, great movie. Great different perspective from different point of views. Most likely the women point of view was probably the correct one, in my opinion. So, because those guys were pompous ass.
so Tom, The Last Duel, I really do love how one thing I really do love about that movie is that at the duel, the armor is actually doing its job.
Yeah.
Because they take so many blows with blades and swords and axes, and I just love how the armor is taking the beating and they're not. I just love that part.
You want to know funny? Did you read the book?
No.
I read the book, and the French were one of the stupidest people in the world. Sorry if I have any French listener, I'm so sorry. But your history is very clouded and very delusional and very stupid. That's all I gotta say. They're so gung-ho on duel, and they're so precise with their laws and the procedure of it. In the book, I mentioned that this knight had to duel against a dog, because the dog bit somebody and was trialed in court. And since dog can't speak, they say let him duel the knight. You guys, my French friends, I'm very disappointed in your history. The fact that you put a dog into duel against a knight, it's the stupidest thing ever. Stupid. Anyways,
hopefully they've progressed since then.
I hope. Well, the last duel was the last duel that ever happened. At least in recording, because there might be a duel that we will never hear about. And but anyways, my last one is I have to give love to West Side Story. My honorable mention. I hate and despise the original West Side Story.
Why so?
You cannot dance and fight at the same time. It does not compute as a manly situation. You can't prance around with a knife trying to poke at
What
people.
about capoeira?
I don't care. Now, Steven Spielberg is the only one who can bring me to watch West Side Story, because when they fight, they fight. They don't dance around. They fight. There's blood. There's stabbing. There's people dying. And when they need to dance, they dance. And I'm okay with that. But when you fight, you fight. And thank you, Steven Spielberg, for bringing me into a movie. Well, I was forced to go because it was my wife's turn to choose the movie, and she chose West Side Story. But I enjoyed it because I love the performance. The only one that I had an issue with, and my wife would kill me because she disagreed with me, is the lead actor. What's his name from Baby Driver?
Oh yeah, Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, he was miscast, man. He was
I actually agree with you about that.
Yeah, he
was very miscast. He was because the other actor who played Tony in the 1961 version, I liked him better because he was more charming.
Well, more not charming, because of charming,
more personality.
It's more of it doesn't match his character.
Yeah,
they gave him this backstory, which I like it, but it just doesn't match the look of him. Mm-hmm. They gave him a backstory where he was in prison, so he comes out of prison, but but it doesn't match his demeanor in the movie. I just don't find him that great. I think he was good. I think he was just miscast and stuff. But
I agree with that. Yeah.
So West Side Story, go see that. All right, I think we're gonna move on.
The Nick Cage movie that we're talking about is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
There you go.
So
there's some good talents in that movie too. Some good good casting. Number one, folks, this is the best movie of the year for us. And so let me mention before we move on to our last one, is that we all are different people. We have different views and different way of seeing the movies. And I don't know how Luca make your top 5, but you know what? That's okay.
It's subjective. It's all subjective.
So, Dave, what is your number one movie of the year?
Thunder Force. Just kidding.
Oh, please.
I think that. If we were doing top 5 worst, that would be one of them. My number one movie was only released on HBO Max. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh,
my number one.
Yay.
That's my number one. I know that Tom's not gonna like it.
Okay, awesome.
Here's why.
Wait. You picked that over Dune.
Yes.
So
can I plead my case?
Go ahead.
Present my case before the jury. No, it's total fan service. And they I got to give props to the people that got a greenlit. It's a 4 hour movie, but it was told way better. That story was told way better than Joss Whedon did.
I do agree.
And the fact that Warner Brothers and HBO let Zack Snyder do his thing with it, I loved it.
Wow.
This is the only I paid for. Yeah, well, I paid for HBO Max mostly just to see that movie. So, yeah, they got 2 months out of me because of that movie.
Yeah, and that.
So, yeah, but it just flows together way better than the original theatrical release. It tells the story better, and it helps you understand each member of the Justice League better. It gives you their background better than Joss Whedon did.
But is it worth the number one?
It's my number one. It's my number one.
Dave, I'm so proud of you for choosing that one as number one, because I actually really enjoyed that movie.
No, I enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the heck out of that movie, and I think it was 10 times better than the theatrical release.
Yeah.
But to say it's better than Dune, there's some debate.
My list here.
I know.
My list. I'm not saying it's a better movie, but for me, it's my number one for the year.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you, Dave. Amazing. Amazing.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's
pathetic
it.
Number one.
and part of the very small part of the reason I picked that one was just to troll you.
Oh, okay.
But
I do
really
like that movie. I have nothing wrong. That's why I love Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
If you watch
the extended version,
is 10 times
way
better, and it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because how can Superman can't figure out what's going on with the wheelchair and it blows up? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you just made him human, basically. But anyways, James, what is your number one? That has to be better than Dave because
okay. Well, as one character,
know. It's another DC. I just have a feeling it's a DC.
As movie. One character in the movie said, "I love peace with all my heart, and I will kill every man, woman, child to get it." It's the Suicide Squad. I love this movie, guys, so much.
Wow.
I love it. This movie hit me all in the right places, and as I said before, in order for me to love a movie and to make it possibly my number one, it has to get me in the first 5 minutes. And this movie did that. In the first 5 minutes, when they land on the beach, everyone starts dying. I start laughing my head off. The weasel drowns to death. I am so fascinated with how this movie made me feel. Oh man, I just love this movie from beginning to end. The first act, second act, third act, the way that James Gunn directs comedy and directs drama. He actually got me feeling feels with Peacemaker as, okay, spoiler alert, as he kills Rick Flag, as he stabs him in the heart. It's like, ugh. And just the way that oh, I forgot his name, the wrestler's name. What's his name?
John Cena.
Getting John Cena to act like that, and just to have John Cena resemble torn apart emotionally about killing Rick Flag. I am just so shocked with how good this movie was. And I love King Shark. I love Ratcatcher 2. I love the entire cast of this whole entire movie. They got me caring about Harvey Quinn, who I really didn't care about before. And I just love this movie so much. So much, guys. I love this movie so much. So
okay. Good. That's your number one. Okay. Hey, guys, give me just a second. Okay. Hold on. I guess I'll have to take the show to the next level with my number one. My gosh. What is this with DC lovers up in this house today? And so, no, look, guys, I'm joking. This is your list, and as how much I disagree with you guys, it's still your list. But that's okay. My number one is there's no surprise. It's Dune.
Yeah.
It will win Best Picture. It is better than Zack Snyder, better than Suicide Squad.
Hey, I never said Suicide Squad was going to get nominated or win Best Picture.
Honestly, though, I don't even. I look back at my list. I don't even think Suicide Squad made my top 25.
No,
at all.
It won't make many people's top 25.
Or even Zack Snyder Justice League. I don't even think it's in there. My only gripe, the only reason why I think it didn't make, because I didn't think it was 2021 movie. Does that make sense? Just because we've seen that, I was thinking about the release of was way back 2-3 years ago or something like that.
Suicide Squad? No. Suicide Squad? Or are you talking about Justice League?
Both.
It could be both of them.
Yeah.
Both.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So Dune, my number one, and it is gonna win Best Picture. What coming second will probably be Coda.
And third's gonna be Luca.
Third will Luca make it? I don't know. But Belfast, as much as I love Belfast, dude, it's not getting the hype as it should be.
Oh,
but,
it is.
But no. I mean, I love the movie. I hope it gets. I hope it wins. It doesn't. I don't even either way. I love Belfast and Dune, but I have a feeling Dune will probably make, just because the scope of the whole entire movie. It is gorgeous. Cinematography is by, I think it's by Duncan, I believe. I'm not sure. The acting is, on point. Timothy Chalamet. I never thought he could play like a fighting, that type of character. Because
it made me believe that he could actually pull off a knife fight.
He's a good actor. I loved him in Little Women. I don't know if you've seen the latest one.
I saw it. I
love that version of actually.
Did good in Interstellar too.
Yeah.
Interstellar was good. Yeah. So he's good. He's a good actor. So the acting is all there. the scope of everything. I don't know what more I can say. It's directed by the best, if not one of the best, if not the best director out there today. And you can go back to his films, Sicario, Blade 2024, Arrival. Like, these are great films that he makes.
Great thinking movies too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I hope one day I want him to direct a Star Wars movie. I don't know why. If he can do Dune, because Dune is what what's his name?
George Lucas.
George Lucas was inspired by to make Star Wars. There's some element in Dune that you can see is in Star Wars, and so you get that sense. And so I guys, Dune will win Best Picture, and I will put my money on it.
It's already won in your heart.
My heart.
What else matters?
I'll put $100 down that Dune loses and Belfast
loses. But see, I love both films though. I can't bet against Belfast. I know. Like, I truly love that film, great. But I feel like Dune, it's just the epicness.
Yeah, it's very epic.
Yeah,
it's just there. Epic. So,
and you know what? Holy cow! You know what Oscars I will say it will win? Best production design, most likely. Costumes, most likely. Makeup, most likely.
Cinematography,
editing, sound editing, sound mixing, cinematography, probably.
Did you say costume design? Is that
I did.
Is that one? Okay.
But but the one that deserves the most is visual effects. Holy cow, that made me believe that they were actually in space and traveling like that.
Yep. This made me believe that those vehicles were real or could be real.
Yeah.
I'm excited for part 2. The Emperor does come into play in his one, and
I think it's 2024 is the release date.
I believe so. Yeah. But that is our top 5, folks. Let us know, what is your top 5? What do you agree with our number 1 or disagree? I'm pretty sure if Paul watches this, he probably love your number 1.
Yeah, Paul. Shout out to Paul.
He's DC guy. But give us comment down below. Let us know, what is your top 5 movies. Did you like our list? Did you not like our list? Do you disagree or agree? Let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, to my channel. Sorry, and always be on the lookout for content. 2022. Hopefully, I'll see more movies. I don't know. I saw 40 movies this year, so I don't know how much more I can watch. But
it's pretty good.
Up next episode, we'll probably do Cobra Kai review. I saw all 10 episodes in one night. Lost a lot of sleep, but it's worth it. It was good. And so, but folks, let us know. Comment below. We love to hear from you. Until then, be kind.